Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. So I'm super excited to be here. Fridays are my favorite days because we get to talk fitness and I get to teach, which is my absolute favorite thing to do, and share my knowledge with you. So fun fact, I have never gone live on two different devices on two different platforms. So I'm trying this today. So I'm going to try to focus on one spot. But if I'm kind of digressing and going back and forth, then just understand I've got Instagram over here and you guys here. So if you're here this morning, welcome. I'm so glad to have you join for our topic. And you voted on it in our Facebook group, and I'm going to give you what you asked for. So you asked me to tell you a little bit about how to get the most out of your workout so that you stop spinning your wheels and you get the results that you really want, right? So if you're like me, you want to, spend your time living your life and enjoying your life and being active and fit, and you don't want to spin your wheels in the gym and waste your time in the gym. So I wanted to share a little bit about some things, how to do that. Okay. So interesting thing is that it's not as crazy as the fitness industry wants us to think it is. There's really no secret, you guys. So let's just start with this. I wanted to share with you this. There is no secret. There's no gimmick. There's no fad that's going to be better than the other. The only thing that's going to be better than something else is if you actually do it and you show up. Okay, so showing up is half your battle. So showing up is probably the most important thing to remember. And I was thinking about how I wanted to structure this talk today and how I wanted to speak to you so that it really resonates with you. And I had this idea of sharing with you some macro strategies that you can have that are kind of this overlying way of understanding fitness in a better way, and then giving you some micro techniques to help you have the framework to actually implement it, because I want you to have a takeaway today. Okay, so that sounds good to you. Let me know. I really want to make sure you get something out of this and that it's of value to you. So let's dive in. Okay, so I've been in this industry for 13 years. I've trained over 1,000 people, if you can believe that. And I understand the ins and outs of how our mind works and how we can kind of set ourselves up for breakdowns. So this is something I've said for a long time, and I want you to write this down. The key, and I want you to really understand this, is with your workouts, it's intensity plus consistency equals results only in the presence of a mentor that you're accountable to and a community that can nurture you. Did you guys get that? I'm going to write it down. Intensity plus consistency equals results only in the presence of a mentor you can be accountable to and a community that's nurturing and will support you. Everybody get that? Okay, so let's digress. So as an overall statement, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. So when I say intensity, some people start to retract. They get a little resistance towards that word. But what I mean by consistency and intensity is that you've got to be intense in your consistency. So that means that no matter what you're doing, it's got to be a consistent habit. Okay, does that make sense? And I want to make sure that you guys understand that when you're consistent, things will change and happen because you're creating a habit. Because our willpower wanes, right? It's waning. It's always kind of going up and down. We can't rely on our willpower. We have to rely on a habitual habit. And that consistent showing up for the process will create that long-term habit that will end up giving you the intensity in your workouts because you're going to get stronger and more capable and get you the results. So does that make sense to you guys? Is everybody getting that? Okay, so let's move on. So these are some macro strategies to just keep in mind when you're trying to have the micro techniques I'm going to teach you soon to lay out that framework for the best way you can get the best results from your workouts, okay? So here we go. I want you to think about when you go to the gym, set your timer. Make sure you're not there for more than 35 minutes, okay? It's got to be fast. You've got to make sure it's fast. If it's not fast, it's going to be daunting to you and you're not going to do it. So you've got to do things fast, okay? So the next thing is you've got to focus on the outcome of what you're actually trying to accomplish. So a lot of times people get stuck in that pain point of, oh, I have to go to the gym, and it gets super overwhelming and you just don't do it because it seems painful, right? So what I'm trying to say is you've got to focus on, instead of focusing on, oh, I have to go to the gym today, focus on how you're going to feel after the gym, how you're going to feel about yourself, how your confidence is going to be improved, and you're going to gain more confidence when you show up, right? So think about the outcome instead of the pain point, all right? Because that's where you're going to get resistance, and then you probably won't walk through the door of the gym, okay? The next thing that I really want you guys to understand is that you have to plan. You can't walk in I see this all the time, and I just really want to help people because I see them walk into the gym, and all of a sudden they walk in, especially women, they walk into the weight room, the weight area, and they do this, and then they leave. And I just want to help them. And so you've got to have a plan. You can't walk in without a plan. If you walk in without a plan, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you walk in without a plan, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's true, okay? So you've got to have a plan when you go to the gym. All right, so, and you also have to make sure that plan includes when you're going to work out so that you can stay consistent, so that you can get to be intense with your workouts, because the consistency will equal intensity. Does that make sense? Once you're consistent and you show up, you can up your game. But if you're not showing up, you can't ever up your game. Make sense? Okay, so what I want to share with you on that is you've got to plan out your week. So you've got to, on Sundays, just say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to make arrangements with my babysitter. I'm going to call my husband. He's going to pick up my daughter from soccer, or whatever that looks like, and make a plan for that. Okay, you've got to plan that out. So for instance, this is a very general statement on how I'm going to share with you these micro techniques now in a second, but this is for general fitness. Now, I'm not going to say that this is the same case as if I was planning a program or one-on-one program for you for different specific fitness goals. This is an overall fitness plan for life so that you can stay fit, strong, and healthy and live the life that you want, because that is our goal, right? We've got to show up for the people. I know, honey, my husband just chimed in. He says lost without a plan. Don't I know it? So he's been working out with me for a long time, but if he doesn't have a plan that I've written out for him or he's written out for himself, he goes in and he literally looks around and leaves. So, and that happens to a lot of people. So it doesn't have to be as complicated as the fitness industry wants us to think it is. It's really not that complicated. So I have some really, really, after 13 years in the industry, I keep to this framework. I keep to this framework for myself, and I'm going to share it with you because I want you to get a lot out of this today. Because if you implement this into your fitness routine, you will get the most out of your workouts and in the shortest amount of time. Okay, so I'm going to share with you my strategy and my micro technique in order for you to really get those goals and get the most out of your workout. So you guys are ready? Get a piece of paper and a pen out. This is how you're going to plan your work. I'm going to give you the formula for success right now. So get a pen and a paper. Okay. So what I want you guys to think about right now is you've got 35 minutes in the gym. The next thing I want you to understand is I want you to get off of the hamster wheel. Get off of the hamster wheel where you think you have to go to the gym and spend your time on cardio equipment. That is not the case. Stop. Remove that. The next thing you need to remove from your whole system, and this is why all of my workouts and my programs you can do at home with just some dumbbells. I don't want you to use the equipment. Did you hear what I just said? Don't use the equipment. Don't. When you go to the gym, you do not, I don't want you, this is just general fitness now. We're talking general fitness. Don't go to the gym and go try to find the machines. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So what you want to do is create multi-joint, full body compound movements. That's a lot of words, I know. So I'm going to break it down for you. When you go and you sit on a piece of equipment, you're trying to make your body conform to the bicep curl machine. That's not always great for our joints. It doesn't strengthen the small muscle groups in our body. It doesn't strengthen, I call them the go muscles, not the show muscles. So we can't have a strong body without really strong go muscles. And those are the underlying muscles that support the exterior muscles that we see. Okay, so when you put yourself on a piece of equipment, you take that out of the equation. So stop. Okay, you're going to use your body and you're going to use dumbbells or resistance in some other form. The next thing is lift weights heavier than your handbag, ladies. Do you guys hear that? Lift weights heavier than your handbag. You've got to. Okay, so if your handbag weighs 8 pounds, do not pick up a pair of 8-pound weights. Do not. You are not going to have the same kind of a result. You need to create resistance and you need to stimulate your body in a different way. Okay, in order to see change, you have to make those changes be dramatic enough to get the results. All right, so what I want you to do is, here's your formula right now. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to turn this off. My phone's ringing and I'm live on Instagram. What you've got to do is you've got to set out your plan. So here are the 5 things that you need. And every fitness program you need. Number 1, a squat. Squat movement. Any kind of squat movement. Now that does also indicate like a lunge movement can also be considered a squat movement, okay? Squat movement. Got to pull. A pull movement is almost like you're trying to pull something towards you. So anything that mimics that is a pull movement, okay? Now you got to press. Press. Press can also be considered a squat because you're pressing away from the ground, but press, you're pressing something. Now, a lot of people like to push, and I tend to like to go up instead of push forward, and I'll tell you why. When you're pushing forward, you're kind of mimicking the position that we're in all day. So I like to do a lot more pull and press movement than I do a push movement, because when you're pushing, you're kind of in that same position that you are in your car, you're on your phone, you're on your computer, and we really want to change that by pulling our body back and working the backside chain. Okay, got that? So number 1, let's review: squat. Number 2, what is it? Press and pull. I'm sorry, push and pull. Got it? Number 4, core. You've got to work your core. Your core is your trunk. So when people think core, they think abs. I don't want you to think like that. Your core is your trunk. Your core is your entire trunk. Your hips, your glutes, your low back, your erectors, your upper back. Your trunk is your core. You've got to work your core. Number 5 is cardio. Now, a lot of you are thinking, you just say get off the hamster wheel. Don't do cardio. Don't get on the treadmill. I'm not saying don't ever get on the treadmill. What I'm saying is use it appropriately. So when you're on the treadmill and you're slaving away for 45 minutes because you think that's what you need to do in order to get the result that you want, you're wrong. You're wrong. In order for you to get the result that you want, you've got to use your cardio strategically. Strategic cardio is going to give you the most results. It's going to help you change your body composition, increase your VO2 max, increase your cardiovascular strength, and it's honestly going to help you in your life. Okay, so when I say that, I've talked a lot about Tabata. So you want to do a metabolic workout on the treadmill, and you want to keep it under about, no more than 10 to 15 minutes, where you're working in intervals, that high intensity interval training. So you're pushing yourself to the max, you're recovering. You're pushing yourself to the max, you're recovering. Does that make sense to you guys? And as you are consistent and showing up, you will be able to be more intense in your workouts. So you can do those movement patterns, the core, the squat, the press, the pull, and the 10 to 12 minutes of your high intensity interval training in under 35 minutes, 3 days a week. Did you hear what I said? Everybody get that? You can literally do a full body workout 3 times a week that will be more effective to burn fat, more effective to change your body composition, more effective to increase your VO2 max, more effective to get you in and out, and more enjoyable than if you're spending 45 minutes on the treadmill randomly walking at a small incline, barely getting your heart rate up, and really doing more damage to your hormones and your adrenals than you probably should be. And you're going to gain so much more strength if you do it my way. Just saying. So I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I'm a busy mom. I'm a wife. I'm an entrepreneur. I've got stuff going on. So I can't spend that much time in the gym, and I refuse to. So I want you guys to think about that, and I want you to start thinking about what those movements would look like. So as we go forward, I'm going to offer you something, because I really, I wanted to give you this information, and it's really one thing for me to tell you and for you to listen, and it's another thing for you to implement it. So I want you to be able to implement it. That's my goal. Like, my goal is to teach, share, and to have you actually gain something from this. So if this is helpful for you guys, let me know. And I will, I'm going to pop a link here, because what I'm going to do, and what I don't know if you know, is I actually give you the framework for free. Did you guys know that? I give you 5 days of this exact framework and how to do it for free. Now you're thinking, well, why do I need it? You just tell me what to do. Well, that's great. That's great. But guess what else you get when I give you that program? The other 2 components that we talked about in the beginning. So you've got your intensity, you've got your consistency, you've got your framework, but now what? You need accountability from someone you trust and a mentor, and you need a community to support you. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why you can get this information anywhere, you can download information on how to work out all over the place. But until you have some accountability from a mentor and a community to support you, I'm going to guarantee you that it's not going to be as successful for you as if you have some support. So this group is here for that support, this Facebook group, this Thrive Tribe that I've created. But what I do is I give you the actual tool. I give you a PDF, I give you a whole complete workout program that you can do for 5 days. I call it a free fitness challenge, but really it's just you can do it whenever you want. And you get it. And then you also get access to this group where I am here all the time sharing information with you and holding you accountable. And the group can hold you accountable as you're doing this. And you can see the change and actually showing up for yourself when you have accountability and how much more you can be consistent with it. So really, I just wanted to take all of the excuses out for you so that you wouldn't be able to say, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't have support. It's going to be just like the last time. All those excuses I just wanted to remove from this whole experience this morning and give you what you need. So I said all these things, what you need to do. I told you all this stuff, and implementing it is your next step. So all you have to do, I've given you everything. All you have to do is get the program, and it's free. So I've just click a link and it will be emailed to you. So I wanted to give that to you because I really feel like this industry complicates things. I really feel like it stresses us out. I really feel like the fitness industry has overwhelmed everyone to a point where we have no idea what to do. We don't know what's working, what's not. Listen, you guys, you just have to move in a functional way. You just have to move in a functional way. And with this exact formula I've given you, you will have the success and get the results that you want in the shortest amount of time. It's that simple. And I'll support you through it because that's what I love to do. It's my jam. All right. So does anyone have any questions while we're still on live? I know that I gave you a lot of information. And so if you have questions on the micro kind of techniques and strategies like the squat, what that looks like, how the variations go, the press, the pull, the core, the cardio, if you have questions on that, let me know and I can help you. If you have them later and you're watching this on replay, just write replay and then ask a question here and I can definitely get that to you. So if this is helpful for you guys, please let me know. I want to know that I'm connecting with you and that you're getting it and it's landing with you, right? It's landing. So let's just review before we end. Okay, so our macro strategies are keep it simple. So make sure you go in with a plan, get off the hamster wheel, lift weights heavier than your handbag, and don't use the machines, okay? So the strategies to get you to the results that I use, that I've used for myself with my fitness and with my clients for just a very overall lifestyle wellness approach to keeping yourself strong and healthy, is you've got to make sure your program includes 5 things every single time. Okay, let's go over them. Squat movement pattern. These are all multi-joint big movements, right? We're not using one muscle. This is a single joint movement. This is not going to work for you. Believe me. Just don't. Just stop. Okay. You've got to do multi-joint movements. So squat, press, pull, core work, cardio conditioning. When I say cardio conditioning, do not think you're on the treadmill for 30 to 40 to 50 to an hour. No, that means fast and furious. Intensity plus consistency equals results in the presence of a mentor you can be accountable to and a community to nurture you and support you. Done. Okay. All right, you guys, it was great. I love this dual. I just did my first like dual platform live. That's pretty cool. What did you guys think of that? I didn't digress too much. I hope that Instagram didn't feel like I didn't give you as much attention. I was looking at Facebook. Sorry. So if you guys have questions, pop them here. And Jason said, heavier than my handbag deal. Yeah, funny, honey. If you're a woman or if you carry a handbag in your Ironman, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, like, keep it heavier than your handbag. Like, I just think that women think it's I'm going to use 3-pound weights and it's going to make a difference. It's not. You've got to stress that muscle group. You've got to stress your system in a way that's different than a normal day. Does that make sense, you guys? So pick up a heavier weight and do reps. If you think you can do 8, try to go to 10 and see what that feels like. You want to really push your muscles and make sure you're getting some resistance out of it. And if you're using resistance bands, that's fine too. But I'm just talking in terms of dumbbells. Okay, do you guys have any other questions for me before I pop off? Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks for listening. I love Fitness Friday. Please join me next week. And if you want to pop, some information in about what you want to hear next, or if you want me to elaborate, please do. Put your questions here. I'll definitely respond to them. And then I will put the link for the 5 days of free workouts that I will give you for free right here, and you can just join. All right, guys. I'll put them on Instagram too for you guys in the comments if you guys want to check it out. Okay, have a great weekend. Bye.